Hey, great morning to you all. I hope that you've all woken up grateful for your day. And I hope that you've reminded yourself of all of the things that you have to be grateful for. And I hope you've set yourself a high vibe. And I hope when you're seeing any limit, you're getting creative. And I hope when you're seeing any kind of obstacle in your life, you're taking the time to learn. And I hope when you're seeing a setback, you're assessing and you're redirecting your energies. Because I'm going to remind you guys all again this morning that when the universe blocks us from certain things, it's because there is just so much more that we could have. All right, that we don't see. I'm not going to be out here long this morning. I just wanted to say TGIF. And I wanted you guys to just realize, you see that? The week flew by. Time doesn't stop ticking for anybody. So just make a simple choice to be a better being for yourself. All right? It's a simple choice. It doesn't matter the people that are in our life. It doesn't matter the interactions we have. It doesn't matter about the situations, our circumstances. It doesn't matter about anything that's happening around you. It's a simple choice just to be a better being. But you don't have to make those choices for anybody else. You need to make them for yourself. Okay? You know, until we can start using ourselves as the real primary reason, well, you'll get caught up in everything that's happening around you. All right? Just put yourself first. That's all. It's a simple choice to be a better being. Okay? And that's what I've had to do. I just made a choice, and I make that choice every day when I get up. And I set my high vibe, and I remind myself that everything is temporary in life, and I give thanks for being given a gift of today. Because today's a brand new day. You're a brand new person. You lived yesterday. You experienced yesterday, so you can no longer remain the same. So today you could make a simple choice to be a better being than you were yesterday. And that's all you really have to do, is every day you just make a simple choice to be a better being for yourself than you were yesterday. You get it right. I guarantee it. All right? So I encourage you all to just set a high vibe. Get the most out of your experience. You're fueled by an unconditional love that loves you no matter what. You're connected and sourced by this for your fuel and your ability of everything here on this planet. So, inside that power is the all-knowing. Inside of your soul lies all the answers to any question that you may have. But you have to still your mind to feel that. And you have to not be so hard on yourself. All right? But the universe will only show you things, and your soul will only show you things that you're ready for. But how do you get ready for this? Well, you love yourself unconditionally. And you accept that you got some work to do on yourself. And nothing else is of higher priority. It's as simple as that. I want you guys to get the most out of your days. And I want you guys to get the most out of your weekend ahead. Okay, I won't be live over the weekend, but hey, set your high vibe. And don't let anything stop you from achieving and attaining the things that you want. I want to remind you guys all that happiness is not a destination. All right? And growing up, we've been made to believe that we have to be a certain way to be happy, and we have to work hard and achieve things in order to be happy, and it's always dependent on all kinds of things. But no, it's not. Happiness is something that has to come from within. And it cannot be dependent on any person, place, situation, or scenario that is outside of you. Because like I said, happiness is not a destination. Right? Love yourself unconditionally. Be loving in everything that you say and you do. And just choose to be a better being for yourself. It's a simple choice. All right? And every day, because we are human and we're having an experience for learning, and we are stuck surrounded with so much darkness and density, really, we have to make that mind shift. Find the good in everything. Seek the learning. Find soulful solutions. Because to any problem, there is a solution. But if you stay stuck looking at the problems, you will never find the solutions. Okay? So it's a simple choice today. All right? Choose to be a better being. It's as simple as that. What do I mean like that? What do I mean by that? Well, be a better being to yourself. In other words, make better choices for yourself. Hey, great morning, Penny. Love you loads. I'm not staying out here a lot this morning. I'm just trying to let everybody set a high vibe and encourage them all to make a simple choice to become better beings for themselves and nobody else. Why? Because you matter the most in your experience. So, what do I mean by being a better being for yourself? Hey, choose to think better for yourself. Look at the thoughts that you're having. Make simple choices not to try to hold any fear within your being of any kind. You know what? I think I need to talk a little bit about fear and the responses, because I touch base on that a lot. And I talk about the 3 responses that fear produces. So it's fight, flight, or freeze. Now, I want to give you some examples of what each of these things look like, so that not only can you identify it in yourself, but you can identify it from another being. Okay? Now, somebody who is living in fear and not choosing to be their best self. All right, somebody who's responding to their fear by fight, well, that's somebody who walks around with a chip on their shoulder and is aggressive towards everything and fights everything. Well, if they're in a constant state of fighting everything and they can't see the good in everything, well, that's a fear-based response. Now, if somebody is living and their response to fear is flight, well, we know people who run from their problems, can't face their problems. Everybody's always running from stuff. Run from it, instead of deal with it head on. Well, that is a fear-based response for flight. Okay? So I'd like you guys to make the connection this morning. So, if you're walking around with an aggressive mind state that you have to fight everything and that you're battling everything, well, that's a fear-based response. If you're running from your problems and you can't face your problems, well, that's a fear-based response, a flight. Okay, Zulu, please, go over there. Okay, now, freeze is also real. People get stuck. Get stuck in emotional responses, get stuck in situations, get stuck in all kinds of things within themselves and outside of themselves. Well, again, that's a fear-based response. That's freeze. Okay? So this is why it is so badly needed that everybody makes a simple choice to be a better being. And they have to take a look at how they act, how they think, what they say, and what they do. Because until you take a really good look at your own responses in the way you're living, you will not know if you're operating from a fear-based operating system. But we all are at this point. Until you can change that. So I encourage everybody out there to make that shift. It's a simple choice to become a better being. And it has to happen every day. You don't just make that choice and the work is done. No, it doesn't work like that. But what I can encourage you all to do is to every day take a look at yourself and how you're operating, and where do your thoughts come from, and who do you allow yourself to be. That's what the stuff that you got to look at. Because every single person walking on this planet can be a better being for themselves and for others. Hey, rise and shine, Paris. Love ya. Hey, Betty and Paris out here this morning. I love you, ladies. So yeah, I was just encouraging people to make a simple choice to be a better being. And you know what, Paris? You know why I thought you were the same sign as me? Because you're so balanced. That's what it was. I assumed that you were Libra because I've always watched you hold such balance. And now I realize you're Aquarius. But our signs are intertwined because, yes, you are a very balanced being. And that's why. But I'm glad that you guys corrected me with that. But I love you just the same. And, yeah. Anyway, back to the life. Guys, just choose to be a better being. It's a simple choice. So when you look at that stuff and you look at your fear-based decisions, look, in that parenting book that I wrote a huge part about fear-based decisions. And we don't even take a look at that stuff. So, like I was saying before, you can tell if somebody's living out of fear or not. They can wear a million masks, but you can actually see what operating system people are living on by the choices that they're making and how they project themselves and their frequency into this whole experience. Like I mentioned before, when you see somebody living in fear, there's going to be 3 responses, right? So the fight, flight, or freeze. So you can associate that with people and circumstances and interactions. But you can also use that to take a look at how you're governing your own being. So if you're walking around aggressive and think you got to fight everything in your life, I remind you again, fear-based operating system. Because you don't have to fight anything. If you feel like you got to always run from your stuff and you can't deal with your stuff head on, well, that's a flight response, and that's fear. So yeah. You see somebody running from their problems, can't face anything. Oh, always over. That's fear. You see somebody stuck in the thick of their shit, can't get out of their emotional response. They can't seem to get a control of that. Mind you again, that's freeze. Fear does that. But ever since we're born and conditioned and programmed through our upbringings and through society and everything that we've been brainwashed to believe in school and all of this stuff, hey, it's all to install fear to keep us away from our truest power. Get past the fear. How do you do that? You choose to be a better being for yourself. And you got to take a look at those things within your being. Because we have automatic responses to things that have been fear-based and installed into us. And reactions that we've modeled growing up. If you don't take a look at the reasons why you act the way you act, you cannot change it. You can't. It's impossible. Because you sit there in denial about it all. You can't do that to yourself. Well, you can if you choose to, and that's on you. But me personally, no way. That stuff crippled me for years. Fear? Human fear? No way. Now that I know what's waiting for me and what fuels me and what guides me every day, listen, I hate to say it, but I don't even fear death. Okay? So, I know what I'm fueled by. And I know that my life has been comprised of fear-based installation from the time that I was born. Why would I not change that? Why would I not sit there and take a look at my own being? Does that mean that I've eliminated every fear-based response? No, because there's almost 50 years of that. But when these responses happen, I say, whoa, what am I scared of? There's nothing to be afraid of. Now that I know my power. Simple. But you don't think you can walk around with all of these fear-based things within your being that are not corrected and that you're not correcting, and think for a moment you could even touch your truest power. All of that stuff blocks you. This girl I follow said, when someone annoys you or bothers you, say to yourself, if you knew you were dying tomorrow, how would you treat that person? You may react to them differently. And I think that's a great perspective. But it's true. And anything that annoys or bothers us about another person is our own work that we have to take a look at. And that's why it annoys us. And it bothers us about another person. Because we are seeing in them what we do not like within ourselves. That's how connected we are. And that's why I can't be mean. I'm very honest. I'm very real. And how another person takes it, that's fine. But that's why I don't name call. No way. I don't put down. Oh, no way. The way that I speak to people, people may find it harsh and real and whatever, but I am never belittling, undermining, crippling to people. No way. No way. Because as long as I'm doing that to another, I'm doing it to me. No way. I won't do it. That's why I make a simple choice every day that no matter what, I will be unconditionally loving to myself, and I will not do anything that I will regret to myself or another. No way. I did that shit for years. Oh, no. I won't do that. And I encourage everybody else to do the same too. Get in check. Because if you cannot love yourself and be a better being, I'll remind you again, you're not good for yourself or anybody else on this planet. Seriously. And you can sit there and make all the excuses that you want to make for yourself. But you should be finding all of those excuses as reasons to do the work. And that's on you. Do you want to know about your power, or are you scared of it? Just like you've been believed and programmed to be scared of everything else. Choose to be a better being. Choose to own who you are as a being on this planet. Choose to love yourself unconditionally and others unconditionally. Because what you're sitting there doing to another, you are doing to yourself. Understand that we all have different forms and our bodies are all different according to what we believe about ourselves. Because we manifest what we believe ourselves to be. And what really separates us on this planet in our unique experiences is our own free will. Now imagine something. If everybody on the planet chose to be unconditionally loving to themselves and everybody around them, do you think we'd have any famine, starvation, like any of the wars going on, any of this shit happening? No, we wouldn't. We wouldn't have promotion of foods that are killing us. We wouldn't have promotion of all this stuff that's killing us. And we wouldn't have to control population. And we wouldn't have to do all this kind of shit, okay? Get it real. What would happen today if every fast food restaurant on this planet shut down? Oh, well, I guess mealtime in the family setting would become a priority, eh? But let's separate families from their meal times so that their genuine time to connect after their day, let's remove that. Let's put drive-throughs that they can throw their kids a bag of food in the back of the car. Let's do that. Let's create society to be like that. Let's hammer down on all the farmers that are feeding everybody and cut the resources for them, but feed into all of this technology and all of this programming we watch on TV and all of the other shit. Oh, don't get me started today. Today's a good day and it's Friday. Okay? Guys, you got to get real with what your operating systems are and what you've been programmed to believe. Okay? And if you think it's okay for 1 second to operate the way that you have been programmed to operate, well, it's wrong. And if you think for 1 minute that you want to stay in that programming, well, guess what? You'll be one of the first to be hooked up to artificial intelligence, because that's their goal. Because they believe man can't think for themselves anymore. Look that up too. That's why it's so important to break all this. By 2030, their ultimate goal is to have every individual on the planet hooked up to artificial intelligence, because they believe they cannot think for themselves anymore. Because they don't know right and wrong anymore. No, fuck all that. It's because they don't tap into their power, stuck in this fear-based shit. Rise up out of it. It's a simple choice. All right? Govern your life like you matter, and the people in your life matter. It's a simple choice. How could you not when you know better? Oh, because it's just easier to stay stuck in that. No, it's not. That is suffering. Friday is my name in green. Those people won't make it. That's right. But I'll tell you something. There is no way that I will ever be hooked up to any kind of artificial anything. I know who I am. And I know what I can do. And I know that I can choose to be a better being, eh? I know there'll be a few of us having lunch laughing at the others hooked up. Guaranteed. But anyway, that's live for another day. TGIF, everybody. I want you guys to choose to be a better being today and every day. Why? Because that's on you. That's why people don't talk shit to me anymore. Because I don't accept excuses from people, and I don't make excuses for myself or another. Guys, get it right within your beings. Why? Because you're the only one that can do that. You want to stay stuck? That is a fear-based decision. You want to fight it? Fear-based. You want to run from it? Fear-based. What you scared of anyway? Your own power? Hey, we've been made to be like this, but we can change it all, should you choose to. I'm living proof of it. Okay? Living proof of it. You know why we get old? Because we believe we get old. Okay? Simple as that. It's the thoughts that create the feelings and the manifestations in our beings and around us. Unconditionally love yourself and feel the vibrancy of the energy of your being and your soul, and you will not age. Guys, choose to be a better being for yourself and everybody else around you. There is so much that you can make possible for yourself. Sounds crazy, but I personally myself, I'm not getting older. Not as of 2 years ago. I'm rejuvenating, and I'm getting younger by the day. My age and numbers of experience on the planet may be rising, but my rejuvenation of my body is getting younger. And that's what I'm doing. Because when my granddaughter is running around in the next, a little bit of time, and as she grows up, and as she goes through her teenage years, I will be right there beside her. Yeah? Because I'm getting younger. And everything that's crippled me in my past will no longer cripple me. But it's a simple choice to become your best being. And you can do that. Gotta run. Thank you for your inspirations as always. Penny, have a great day. Love you. Make a magical day out of this one. Create whatever you want. Guys, I encourage you all, set a high vibe. You see a limit? Get creative, because you alone have set that limit within your being. Keep it simple. Less is more. There's no limits after that. When you see an obstacle, take the time to learn. There's something you're not picking up. Seriously. Once you acquire that learning, because learning never ends, it's like playing a video game. You know, you got to accumulate so many points and you got to learn so many skills before you level up. Well, look at your life like that. Seek the learning. Are you going through life sitting there expecting everything to be just handed and done to you and for you and whatever? Or are you owning your being? Hey, that's on you too. Set a high vibe. When you see a setback, you're being blocked for a reason. Half the time, why? Hey, because the universe has so much more waiting for you. That's right. Level up. That's right. Paris, I thank you, and I'm so grateful for you and your interactions. I am so grateful for you. Oh, I love you so much. Seriously, people don't understand it, though. It's all about leveling up. And if they stay stuck or they run from it or they're fighting it, it's all fear that's producing that. And they can't do that to themselves. Seriously, they got to get past that. And that's why I come out here and I encourage people to do it. Because you know what? I wish somebody had told me what I sit here and tell the world. But I had to seek that learning on my own. Nobody handed me this. And the more I looked for learning, the more I learned. And the more I found soulful solutions that worked for me. And then I had really, really bad situations happen to me so that I could tap into my power to really know it. Because nobody was teaching me. This is all stuff I had to go through by myself. That's why I encourage everybody, hey, while there are people out here that are enlightened and that are learning, hey, now's the time for people to learn. But most people are sitting there going, I can't even be bothered with that shit. She comes out here and shakes me. That's fine. Because that's being distracted, distorted, and totally, okay? Everything you need to know is inside of you. Yes, it is. 100%. But you know what? I've realized going through all of that stuff with all of the answers that were inside of me, it's hard to do it alone. And it's hard to feel like nobody else understands what you're going through. And it's hard to feel that, you know, you feel like you're going crazy. And it's hard to feel like you don't fit in anywhere. And it's hard to feel that you don't feel accepted or you don't. And you feel all of that stuff when you're doing this inner work. It's true. It's true. That's why we are here. We are here. Yes, you're right. And I love you. But it's really hard to do that stuff. And that's why, you know, people think it's just, oh, okay, once they start getting it right and setting their mind right, oh, well, then it's an easy breezy path after that. Well, it's not. You got to go through the thick of the shit to be able to feel the sun again on your face. But people give up on themselves. And they give up on the results that they want. And they shouldn't. It's all just a simple choice of being a better being. That's all. And I encourage everybody to do it. TGIF. We flew through the week. The week is done. I remember sitting here Monday saying, hey, look, Friday we're going to sit here and say the week flew by. Time is forever going. In this density reality, time and space affect us. Maybe not in any other reality, but here it does. Use your time wisely. Love yourself unconditionally. You're granted another day today. It's a brand new day. You're a brand new person. You experienced yesterday. You've experienced so much more about your being than you have been in years if you've been sitting listening to the lies, people. And it's okay to feel emotions of all of that is stored within your being. But I encourage you all to get past any fear that you may hold toward anything. Look at the responses that you have and the reactions that you have to things. Take a look at that. Choose to be a better being for yourself and for everybody attached to you. Why? Because you matter the most in your experience. Seriously. Guys, set a high vibe. Be grateful for every piece of learning that you are experiencing. No matter how hard it may seem to you, hey, suck it up, buttercup. Remove the fear. Yes, reach out to people who can understand you. That's right. But people are scared of non-judgment, of judgment, of not being accepted, of not being loved, of being judged as somebody who needs help. And nobody wants to stand up and say, I need help. They're embarrassed by it. But not one of us have gone through this stuff and not needed somebody. Seriously. And that's why I am forever grateful and eternally grateful to my daughter and my son. Because all of the things that I've gone through, those two souls have kept my head right by replaying to me all that I installed in them. So, you see all of the reminders I come out and sit here and I say to people, well, my children can sit there and tell me everything that I sit and tell you guys. So when I'm having my darkest days, or when I just look to where the sun shines for me, to my reasons for getting it right. Okay? And that is, I brought them here and they chose me to come through. I have a soul contract to these individuals and to these souls and to, hey, come on. You gotta get it right. Not everybody's gonna understand you. And that's okay. Own your uniqueness. No two people are alike. But project the things out into this world that you want mirrored back to you. Okay? Simple as that. Choose to be a better being. Depression helped me rise up. There's nothing to be, those aren't your people. There's nothing to be ashamed of, people. Depression helped me rise up. Yes, you know what? So did I. I had to get to the bottom, darkest pit of depression and crippling anxiety to the point where I could not leave my house. Can you believe that? Somebody like me. Yeah. I attempted suicide 3 times. That's how depressed I was. Can you believe it, Tobi? Yes. Okay. And then had to fight for my life 6 times. So people, you don't have to live that. Understand that. This is why I come out here and I do this. Yes, same. It's crippling. Yes, it is. And especially to feel like you're alone. But we're always connected and we are always attached. And that's why I don't want people to feel alone. And that's why I come out here and I rattle cages and I shift mindsets. Because, yes, I have walked the darkest of journeys on this planet. But I can no longer choose that for myself or anybody attached to me. How could I when I know better? And I gotta teach people how to do better for themselves. Because nobody could help me out of my stuff. And I remember how that feels. And I don't want anybody to have to endure what I've endured. And that's why I do what I do. It's not to rock anybody, to shift anybody's life, to break up relationships. Hey, no, it's to make people better. Seriously. Yeah, I thought I was going to die from it. Yeah, for sure. For sure. For sure. Me too, Paris. Me too. But those things had to happen to us for us to get it right. And now that we have a huge responsibility to speak and never be silenced. Because that's the thing. We've been taught all of our lives not to speak. To stay in shame and to hold the guilt and to hold the denial and to hold the judgment and to hold the No, none of that. Let that shit go. Believe in yourself, believe in your power, and believe that anything is possible. Tell yourself you're okay, even if you don't believe it. It's a simple choice to be a better being. Hey, Guy, good morning. Great morning, Dia. Actually, I was about to come off of here, but I want to wish you guys all a great day. And I want you guys to set a high vibe. And I don't want you to have any fear-based operating systems. People can't understand if they haven't gone through it. That's right. But they will go through it once they start in their realization. The lion is feeling great today. Yes! Screw you, COVID. Listen, I'm going to tell you again, Guy, like I mentioned, okay? COVID was made and spread by the government. Okay? Let me speak on this. They talk about, Wuhan, China, and how that started. Well, guess what? There's a U.S. military base over there that was working on COVID, and COVID-19 actually was the 19th version of it. Oh, and what happened? China didn't want to sign something with the States, and all of a sudden, COVID's everywhere. Oh, coincidences? They don't happen. Number one. Number two, why was it created? Because it was biochemical warfare to kill off people. Okay? Let's get real with that. But no, they didn't realize that spreading it throughout China to kill off China would spread throughout the world. No, because they're dumb fucks with their head in their ass. Okay? But they did it all to kill off the useless eaters. Okay? And diminish population. Just like all the planes that fly over with all of the crop dusting stuff that gets spread that's actually chemicals to kill us. Think about that. Do you know about that? Hey, there's all kinds of shit to kill us. Why? Because man has fucked it up. And the people who are running the show keep us like that. Hey, not fucking me. When I call that government, they work for me. I don't work for them. Fuck them. Yeah. You want me to declare every penny that I fucking make? Why? Oh, so you could eat off of my labor? Fuck off. Oh, you want this and you want that and you want to govern my life and what? We got to fucking answer to the queen when we're in front of the court of law? Fuck off. She's a Satan worshiper. Thank God she's dead now. But anyway, whoa, Toby, be careful. Be careful this morning. So what now? The king is up there now, so now we're going to have a king rule. What? They're going to change all the money now? To make everybody believe that they got to follow the queen? That's why she was on our fucking money anyway. Oh, did I say that too? Boom! You know what? Let it be known. Everybody wants to stay brainwashed and, whatever. That's their business. I'm not doing that anymore. I did that for years. I choose to be a better being. Oh, yeah, make everybody believe that it's conspiracy. They're just all conspiring against us. No, they're leaking you guys out, fuck. But make everybody believe they're lying, right? And not to be believed because, hey, brainwash the masses. We need to be smarter than them. We are smarter than them. And, that's why I'm glad I come out here and I get it out, because you know how many times I've been threatened by Facebook that they're going to close my account because of the shit that I say out here? You know how many things have been happening in my life because of, listen, nobody in that hierarchy wants to hear Tobi coming out here enlightening the world. I'll tell you that. Bring on the threats. Like I tell them all, they better call in the fucking army for me if they're trying to fuck with me at all. I know my power. I smoked my first joint last night after 2 days. Damn, I was buzzed. Oh, fuck, you couldn't breathe to get that weed in, man? Yo, what about edibles? You don't do the edibles? The hell? Got your back. Yo, seriously, though, Guy. When you can't smoke, make some tea with it, do some edibles. Hey, come on. I've had lung problems all my life. I've had to get creative. Oh, shit. Oh, my goodness. Okay, I love you guys. And I love you too, Paris. I swear, yo. But I'm glad I could come out here and say this shit, because, hey, somebody has to. Seriously. People, I love you too, Guy. People have to be aware. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm going to be a robot. I'm going to get up, and I'm going to go to work every day, and I'm going to pay the man. Yep, and then I'm going to pay taxes on that money that I make, too. And yeah, and I'm going to govern my life on everything that I have to, just to conform. Yep. Actually, I'm no leader. I'm just a part of all you guys. You see, let them hope and pray that next year I don't run for government seating, okay? Because I will demolish their whole system. Oh, yeah. Imagine Tobi in Parliament. There you go. There won't be fireworks outside of the place. Inside. That whole system is corrupt and has all of us eating out of... Oh, I love it. Yeah, my vote. No, but seriously, that whole system has us believing that we need a medical system which thrives on pharmaceuticals, which is actually what's damaging us. Like, it's a whole vicious cycle of operation that's going on, and it all needs to be abolished, because the body can heal itself, number one, so you don't need a medical system, because really you're delegating your well-being into the hands of another. And then what? The doctor's sitting there telling you, what he thinks to be wrong with you, when anybody with a lowered frequency who's been living in density will make themselves sick, and only they can heal themselves. So no medication or none of that shit works. It's all inside of you and what you believe to be. So all these people that these medications work for, well, it's because they believe that those are going to work for them. So it's not even the meds that are doing it for them. It's their own brain power. Okay, but they don't understand that. Oh, let me run to the doctor. Okay? Number two, that's a whole system of, it's systematically put there in place to take away our power. Because if you believe you need a doctor, or you believe you need meds, or you believe you need any of that shit, well then you're not owning your power or your being, first and foremost. But then they set up fast food restaurants, they set up processed food plants, they set up all of the shit to put us in place to make life easier for us, but it's actually all killing us. Okay, but it all intertwines. So all of this systematic density that we have been locked into for years, and everybody thinks, oh, all of this technology is so great. It's yeah, it's great to communicate like this, but in the medical side of things, they're trying to play God. Now, in nature's way of doing things, it's elimination of the weakest. There is no survival of the fittest that exists in nature. This is Darwin's theory that man has been made to believe that we need to operate on. And it's wrong, because that produces a constant fight, because you're always trying to fight to be the best. That doesn't work in nature. That doesn't work in your own being. What happens in nature, let me use a pack of dogs as an example. If a mother gives birth to a litter, and one of the babies, the pups are deformed or is the weakest link, that mother will eat it. That's how it works in nature. So, now if everybody lived with the laws of nature, honestly, how different would it be? But in order for that to happen, everything has to be abolished and destructed. From our medical system, to our pharmaceutical system, to everything that's causing us pollutions and toxins in this planet to kill us, to, hey, but it all starts with what we've been made to believe about ourselves. And then what we've been made to believe that we need. Hey, it's terrible. It is terrible. I'm outside and a duck laughed the same time as you. I love it. Guy, I'm off. Have a great day, ladies. Yes. Have a great day, Guy. Love you. No, but seriously, guys, we got to take a look at it all. I'm going to get off out of here. I've been on here almost an hour already. Well, that's amazing. Guys, I love you all. It's been a great morning live. I love the interaction. Today's going to be a great day. All right. So, guys, you see a limit, get creative. Okay? You see any kind of obstacle? It's okay. It really is. Take the time to learn. See a setback? Hey, assess. Redirect your energies. Okay? Why? Because you matter the most in this experience. I want you to set a high vibe. Be grateful for everything in your life, no matter what it is coming at you. Be grateful for it, because it's going to take away that threat. That's why I encourage you all to be grateful, so that you can get past a lot of the fear-based operating systems that have been controlling you and your life. Don't be scared of anything. And definitely don't be scared of your own power. All right? I love you all. Set a high vibe. Paris, I'll be reaching out to you this weekend. Okay? I love you all. Guys, get the most out of your day. You're sourced by an infinite, unconditional love that loves you no matter what. Choose to be a better being today. All right? For yourself and everybody attached to you. I wish you all a wonderful weekend. Get the most out of it. Reach out to people that you love and that you want to see and that you want to spend time with. We shackle ourselves to so many things that we must do. Well, put yourself first and get some must-dos done that fill your heart. All right? Because that's what matters. I love you all. Have a great day. Peace.